The world of reality TV was completely shaken when LaTisha Scott finally decided she wasn't going to stay silent anymore. Her Instagram Live wasn't your average emotional outburst or dramatic rant, it felt like a breaking point that had been building for years. This wasn't just gossip, it was a public confession that has left fans questioning everything they thought they knew about LaTisha, her marriage, and her inner circle. LaTisha is part of a well-known reality TV power couple, admired for their strong image and shared business ventures. But during that now famous live session, she threw everything into chaos. It wasn't about her usual topics, no business updates, motivational speeches, or promotional talk. Instead, she came with fire. The way she looked into the camera told everyone that she was no longer willing to pretend. Her tone, her expression, her energy, it all screamed one thing: she was done protecting people who had wronged her. The real shock came when she directly named Sunni, someone the public thought was her close friend. LaTisha didn't drop hints or speak in riddles like some celebrities do when they're trying to be vague. She got straight to the point and accused Sunni of having an affair with her husband, Marsau. That one sentence changed everything. LaTisha poured her heart out, describing how Sunni had been part of her life in every way, showing up at family events, calling her sister, working together on business projects, and yet, if the accusations were true, had been betraying her all along. The pain in LaTisha's voice was raw and undeniable. It hit viewers hard because it came from a real place of heartbreak and disappointment, not just drama for the sake of television. Within minutes, social media blew up. Thousands of people joined the live session, screenshots were being shared left and right, and gossip blogs were flooded with content. It didn't feel like a scripted scene for reality TV, it felt real. Messy, heartbreaking, and unfiltered. LaTisha mentioned she had proof of what she was saying, although she didn't share any actual receipts during the live. She hinted that people had been warning her about Sunni for a while, but she had ignored them. That little detail made everything even more emotional. It suggested that this wasn't a sudden discovery, but something she had suspected for some time and just hadn't been ready to face. The way she ended the live only added more mystery. She didn't wrap things up or say goodbye. She just abruptly cut the feed. Fans immediately began to speculate, had someone told her to stop? Was she too emotional to go on? Or had she said more than she intended? That sudden stop kept the rumor mill spinning and made people even more obsessed with what might happen next. But things got even messier when Sunni responded. Most expected her to stay quiet or take her time to reply. Instead, she posted on Instagram right away. Her first response was vague but clearly aimed at LaTisha. She wrote something about how guilty people speak the loudest and how everyone is quick to believe rumors. It was the kind of message that could be taken in different ways, which only stirred up more debate online. Sunni's approach was the complete opposite of LaTisha's. While LaTisha was emotional and honest, Sunni came across as calm and collected. When she eventually went live, she appeared relaxed, glass of wine in hand, perfectly composed, saying she wouldn't let lies ruin her reputation. Some people were impressed by her cool reaction, but others thought it made her seem suspicious, like she was hiding something. Then Sunni took it further. She didn't just deny the affair, she turned the whole situation around. She suggested that LaTisha had been struggling in her marriage for a long time and was simply looking for someone to blame. According to Sunni, LaTisha's emotional outburst wasn't really about betrayal, it was about deeper issues in her relationship that had nothing to do with her. She even hinted that LaTisha's silence on social media for a few weeks before the live was planned. Sunni said it seemed like LaTisha was feeling forgotten and needed to stir up drama to stay relevant. These weren't random remarks. They were pointed and strategic, meant to make people doubt LaTisha's story and motives. What really threw people for a loop was when Sunni started talking about Marsau and LaTisha's marriage problems going back years. She implied that the real issue wasn't an affair, but a relationship that had been falling apart behind the scenes, even though the couple presented themselves as perfect in public. That shifted everything. Suddenly, the internet wasn't just reacting, they were investigating. Fans and bloggers started going back through old social media posts, photos, and videos, looking for signs of trouble. They picked apart every moment Sunni and Marsau had ever been seen together. Some findings were interesting, others seemed like people were just reaching. Then a screenshot surfaced, a supposed late-night message from Marsau to Sunni, asking if she was awake and saying he'd been thinking about her. It looked real enough to get people talking, but just like everything else online, it was hard to say for sure. Was it legit or fake? The debate around the screenshot got almost as much attention as the original accusations. Once rumors start, everything becomes evidence. A compliment becomes flirting. A group photo becomes a love triangle. Deleted posts become signs of guilt. The internet can turn harmless details into something huge, even if there's no solid proof. Marsau eventually responded, but not in a way that made things better. Instead of clearing things up, he posted jokes and memes, making fun of the whole situation. He acted like the accusations didn't bother him at all. To a lot of fans, that came off as dismissive and disrespectful. If someone accuses you of cheating with your wife's best friend, wouldn't you want to clear your name right away? The rest of the Love and Marriage, Huntsville cast was caught in the middle. These weren't just people on a show, they were friends and business partners. Some tried to stay neutral, posting vague messages about loyalty or healing. Others quietly showed support by liking certain posts or making subtle comments that fans picked up on. The situation was especially delicate because LaTisha and Marsau weren't just a couple, they were a brand. Their business ventures, including real estate, a cigar lounge, and public speaking gigs, all depended on their image as a successful, united couple. If that image was damaged, their finances could take a hit as well. After the live session, LaTisha went completely silent online. No quotes, no updates, no photos. For someone so active on social media, her absence spoke volumes. It was clear she was deeply affected. Sunni, too, disappeared from public view. She made her account private and didn't make any further public statements. Behind the scenes, people started talking. According to sources, this drama had been brewing for a while. Some friends had allegedly warned LaTisha, but she chose to believe the best in people, or maybe she just didn't want to accept what was happening. When you're in the public eye, admitting things aren't perfect can feel like failure. What makes all of this even harder is the pressure of living your life publicly. LaTisha had built her image on being a strong woman, a devoted wife, and a savvy business owner. Owning up to betrayal would mean showing the cracks in that image. That's a hard thing to do when the world is watching. There may also be legal consequences. Sources say LaTisha is considering her options, not necessarily against Marsau, at least not yet, but maybe against Sunni. If she can prove Sunni's comments were false and harmful, a defamation case could be possible. But those cases are hard to win without clear evidence. Producers of the show are likely thrilled from a business standpoint. Real drama like this makes for great TV. But it raises serious questions about ethics. Is it okay to turn real pain into entertainment? These are real people with families and businesses at stake, not just characters on a screen. Meanwhile, the rest of the cast is walking on eggshells. Some are relieved the focus isn't on their own scandals anymore, but they also know how damaging this kind of drama can be for the show's overall image. Celebrity scandals today spread fast and spiral out of control quickly. What began as a single Instagram live turned into a huge media storm involving fan theories, online detectives, legal speculation, and non-stop coverage. Every silence is analyzed, every word is studied, and every rumor is either amplified or dismissed depending on who's talking. The damage to the Scott family's brand is still being figured out. Their real estate business, cigar lounge, and public speaking gigs all relied on their reputation. When that gets shaken, everything built on top of it starts to fall apart. In the end, this whole situation shows just how high the cost of fame can be. When your life is constantly on display, nothing stays private for long. Every friendship, every mistake, and every emotional moment becomes public property. And even when the cameras stop rolling, the consequences keep going. What happens next, whether the family can rebuild, whether the friendships can be repaired, or whether the public will ever see them the same again, is uncertain. But one thing is clear, the perfect image they once had will never be the same again. And in the world of reality TV, that's both a tragedy and a headline. And there you have it, an emotional whirlwind that shook the entire reality TV world to its core. What started as a raw, unfiltered Instagram live turned into a full-blown public scandal, complete with betrayal, accusations, and heartbreak. LaTisha's courage to speak her truth, no matter how painful, opened up a conversation about trust, loyalty, and what really happens behind the perfect images we see on screen. Sunni's calm and strategic response showed just how layered this situation really is. Whether you believe LaTisha, Sunni, Marsau, or you're still undecided, one thing is crystal clear: the truth behind this drama is way more complicated than it looked at first glance. At the end of the day, it's not just about who's telling the truth. It's about the emotional toll this kind of public unraveling takes on real people. Behind the Instagram handles and reality show titles are human beings who are trying to hold their lives together while the world watches and judges. LaTisha, Marsau, and Sunni may be public figures, but their pain is personal. This whole situation is a powerful reminder that fame doesn't protect you from betrayal, it just puts it under a microscope. And in today's world, where social media can make or break someone's career in a matter of hours, every word, every post, and every silence counts. Now, as the dust starts to settle, the big question is, where do they all go from here? Can LaTisha rebuild her life and image after such a public heartbreak? Will Marsau finally speak out and clear the air, or continue with his usual passive responses? And is there any coming back for Sunni after the trust she may have broken? We'll be watching closely to see how this plays out on screen and off. But I want to hear from you. What do you think really happened? Do you believe LaTisha's side of the story? Was Sunni out of line? Or is Marsau the one who needs to be held accountable? Let's keep the conversation respectful and real in the comments, because this situation is messy, emotional, and very human. If you found this breakdown helpful or eye-opening, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update. We'll be following this story every step of the way as more details come to light. And remember, sometimes the truth isn't what's trending. It's what's hidden in between the headlines. Thanks for watching, take care of yourselves, and as always, keep your eyes open and your hearts kind. Sunni, Marsau, or you're still undecided, one thing is crystal clear: the truth behind this drama is way more complicated than it looked at first glance. At the end of the day, it's not just about who's telling the truth. It's about the emotional toll this kind of public unraveling takes on real people. Behind the Instagram handles and reality show titles are human beings who are trying to hold their lives together while the world watches and judges. LaTisha, Marsau, and Sunni may be public figures, but their pain is personal. This whole situation is a powerful reminder that fame doesn't protect you from betrayal, it just puts it under a microscope. And in today's world, where social media can make or break someone's career in a matter of hours, every word, every post, and every silence counts. Now, as the dust starts to settle, the big question is, where do they all go from here? Can LaTisha rebuild her life and image after such a public heartbreak? Will Marsau finally speak out and clear the air, or continue with his usual passive responses? And is there any coming back for Sunni after the trust she may have broken? We'll be watching closely to see how this plays out on screen and off. But I want to hear from you. What do you think really happened? Do you believe LaTisha's side of the story? Was Sunni out of line? Or is Marsau the one who needs to be held accountable? Let's keep the conversation respectful and real in the comments, because this situation is messy, emotional, and very human. If you found this breakdown helpful or eye-opening, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update. We'll be following this story every step of the way as more details come to light. And remember, sometimes the truth isn't what's trending. It's what's hidden in between the headlines. Thanks for watching, take care of yourselves, and as always, keep your eyes open and your hearts kind.